In the wide darkness of space, the Vorath ruled without question. For many hundreds of years, no one dared to challenge them. They came from a terrible planet called Vorath Prime. That world was a nightmare made real. The gravity pulled so hard that most creatures from other planets would break their bones just by standing there. Volcanoes threw fire and poison gas into the sky every day. The air burned lungs like acid. Huge monsters with teeth like swords hunted anything that moved. Yet the Vorath not only lived there, they became the strongest because of it. The Vorath were big. A full-grown male stood over 3 meters tall. Their skin was thick scales that could stop bullets and blades. Long, sharp horns grew from their heads and backs. Their eyes glowed yellow in the dark. They moved slowly on land because of the heavy gravity of their home, but that slowness made them unstoppable when they attacked. One swing of their arm could crush metal. Their blood carried natural acids that healed wounds fast and burned enemies. The galaxy called them Deathworlders, the kings of the most deadly places. Krail Vor was one of their greatest warlords. He led fleets that took whole star systems. His ship, the Iron Fang, was a huge black war vessel covered in spikes. Today he stood on the bridge, looking at a new planet his scouts had found. It was a small colony world called Lyra 7. The people there were peaceful traders from a weak race called the Solari. They had no strong army. "Send the dropships," Krail Vor said in his deep, rough voice. "Take what we want. Leave none alive who fight back." His officers bowed low. They knew better than to question him. The Vorath ships entered the sky like dark shadows. Alarms screamed on the planet below. Solari people ran to hide, but it was too late. Vorath warriors jumped from the ships in heavy armor. Plasma shots flew at them, but the blasts only made small burns on their scales. The Vorath laughed loud as they charged. One Solari soldier fired a big gun right at a Vorath's chest. The shot exploded in bright light. When the smoke cleared, the Vorath stood tall, only a black mark on his armor. He grabbed the soldier with one hand and lifted him high. Then he crushed the helmet like paper. Blood spilled. Krail Vor watched from his ship. He felt no joy, only calm pride. This was normal. Every race learned the same lesson: bow to the Vorath or die. After the raid, the Vorath took food, metals, and machines as tribute. The few Solari who lived signed a treaty on their knees. They promised to send resources every year. Krail Vor marked the planet as his. Another world added to the long list. Back on Vorath Prime, the victory was celebrated in the great halls. Warriors drank strong poison wine that would kill most beings. Krail Vor sat on a throne made from the bones of old enemies. His advisors brought news from the scouts. "A new species has entered our space sector," one advisor said. "They call themselves humans. They come from a planet named Earth." Krail Vor tilted his head. "Humans? Show me." A screen lit up. It showed pictures from spy drones. Humans were small, most shorter than 2 meters. Their skin looked soft, no scales or thick hide. They had no horns, no claws. Their eyes were normal colors, not glowing. They wore simple clothes and suits. The warlord laughed, a sound like rocks breaking. These are the new ones? They look like prey animals." The advisors laughed too. "Their world has water and plants. Gravity is light. Atmosphere is clean. No real dangers." Krail Vor leaned forward. "And yet they build ships and travel stars. Why? Curiosity, maybe, or luck. They have no Deathworld strength." His shadow covered the room. "Then we will teach them their place. When they meet us, they will see what a true Deathworlder is. They will kneel fast." He turned to his fleet commanders. "Prepare ships. We go to meet these humans. I want to see their fear with my own eyes." Far away, on a human ship called Hope's Edge. Captain Jiho stood on the bridge. He was a tall man with short black hair and calm eyes. Around him, his team worked at their stations. Sumin, the pilot, checked the controls. She had quick hands and a sharp mind. "Captain, we are entering the new sector. Long-range scans show activity. Big ships, unknown design." Min Sok, the scientist, looked up from his screen. "The signals match reports. These are the Vorath. They control most of this area." Jiho nodded. He had read the files. Everyone on Earth knew about the Vorath. Stories said they were monsters who broke worlds. But humans had faced hard things before. Wars, diseases, disasters. They learned to survive. Ha-Un, the diplomat, stepped close. She spoke softly. "We come in peace. Our orders are clear. Talk first. Fight only if we must." Jian, the medic, checked her kit. "I hope we don't need this, but if we do, I'm ready." Tae-Woo, the soldier, stood by the door with his rifle. He said nothing, but his face was hard. He had trained for years. He knew humans were not weak. They were smart. They adapted. Jiho looked at the stars on the big window. "Send the greeting message. Standard first contact. Tell them we want friendship and trade." Sumin pressed buttons. A signal went out. "This is the human ship Hope's Edge. We come in peace. We wish to meet and speak with the Vorath people." For a moment, silence. Then the answer came. A deep voice filled the bridge. It spoke in broken common tongue. "This is Warlord Krail Vor of the Vorath. You enter our space. You will stop your ship now. You will prepare to meet us, or we will take you by force." Jiho took a slow breath. He looked at his team. They were tense, but steady. "Answer him," Jiho said. "Tell him we agree to meet. On neutral ground is possible." Ha-Un spoke into the comm. "Warlord Krail Vor, we accept your meeting. We come without weapons drawn. We hope for peace between our peoples." Laughter came back, loud and cruel. "Peace? Small soft ones speak of peace. Come to these coordinates. We will show you what strength means." The coordinates appeared on the screen. It was a barren moon near the border. Jiho looked at the map. "It's a trap," Tae-Woo said quietly. "Maybe," Jiho answered. "But we go anyway. We represent Earth. We don't run from a first meeting." Everyone felt the weight of what was coming. On his bridge, Krail Vor smiled with sharp teeth. He imagined the small humans shaking in fear when they saw a real Deathworlder up close. He thought this would be easy, a quick show of power. Then the humans would bow like all the others. He did not know yet. He could not know. The humans were not like the others. They came from their own death world, one that changed, one that tested them in different ways every day. Earth had ice, fire, floods, beasts, sickness, and hunger. Humans did not grow thick scales or big horns. Instead, they grew clever minds, fast bodies, and hearts that never gave up. The Vorath thought they were the ultimate Deathworlders. But soon, very soon, that thought would break. They dominated as Deathworlders, until humanity shattered their illusion. The barren moon hung in space like a dead rock. Its surface was gray dust and sharp stones. No air, no water, just cold silence. The Vorath had chosen this place because it was easy to control. No place for the humans to hide or run. Krail Vor's fleet arrived first. 5 huge ships formed a circle around the moon. Their guns pointed outward. Drop pods fell like black rain. Warriors in heavy armor landed and formed lines. They carried big axes and plasma spears. Their scales shone under the weak starlight. Krail Vor stepped out last. He wore black armor with red spikes. His horns curved back like a crown. He stood taller than the others. His yellow eyes scanned the empty sky. He waited. Soon, the human ship Hope's Edge appeared. It was small compared to the Vorath vessels, sleek and silver, built for speed, not war. It landed softly on the dust. 6 humans walked out. They wore light environmental suits, helmets with clear visors, no big guns, only small sidearms on their hips. Jiho led them. He walked straight, head high. Behind him came Ha-un, Su-min, Min-sok, Ji-yeon, and Tae-woo. They stopped 10 meters from the Vorath line. Krail Vor looked down at them. He laughed again, deep and loud. The sound echoed in their helmets through the open channel. "Small things," he said. "You come to talk peace with us?" Ha-un stepped forward. Her voice was calm through the translator. "Warlord Krail Vor, we are here to meet as equals. Earth wants friends, not enemies. We offer trade, knowledge, help." The Vorath warriors laughed louder. Some banged their weapons on their shields. "Equals?" Krail Vor said. "You are soft, weak. Look at you. No scales, no horns. Your bones would snap under our gravity. Your lungs would burn in our air." Jiho spoke next. "We know your world is hard. Ours is hard too. Different hard. We survived." Krail Vor tilted his head. "Survived? Cute. Let me show you real survival." He waved a hand. 2 Voroth dragged a metal cage forward. Inside were 3 human scouts captured earlier from a small probe. They looked tired, but alive. Their suits were torn. "These came too close," Krail Vor said. "We tested them. Now watch." He gave an order. A warrior opened a valve on the cage. Thick green gas poured in. Voroth prime atmosphere. Acidic. Poison. The captured humans coughed, their eyes watered, but they did not fall right away. One pulled out a small mask from his pack and shared it. They breathed slow. They stood. Krail Vor frowned. "They last longer than expected." Ha-un spoke again. "Humans adapt. We learn fast." The warlord growled. "Adapt? We will see." He pointed at Tae-woo. "You, the one with the hard face. Come, fight one of my warriors. No weapons. Show me your adapt." Tae-woo looked at Jiho. The captain nodded once. Tae-woo stepped forward. He took off his helmet. The cold hit him, but he did not shake. He removed his gloves too, bare hands. A Vorath warrior stepped out. He was big, even for them. Muscles like rocks under scales. He carried no weapon. He cracked his knuckles. The fight started fast. The Vorath charged. His fist swung like a hammer. Tae-woo ducked low. He rolled under the arm. The Vorath's punch hit the ground. Dust flew up. Tae-woo kicked the back of the knee. The Vorath grunted. He turned and grabbed for Tae-woo. Tae-woo twisted away. He used the alien size against him. Every time the big arm swung, Tae-woo moved faster. The Vorath roared. He lunged. Tae-woo jumped onto his back. He locked an arm around the thick neck. The scales cut his skin, but he held tight. The Vorath tried to shake him off. Tae-woo squeezed. The alien fell to one knee. His face turned dark. He slammed backward into the ground. Tae-woo rolled free. Blood ran from his arms, but he stood up. Krail Vor stared. His warriors were quiet now. Tae-woo breathed hard. "We don't need scales to fight." The warlord's eyes narrowed. A trick. Luck. He clapped his hands. More cages were brought. This time, no gas. Beasts. Big Vorath predators. 6 legs, teeth like knives, acid spit. "Put them in the pit," Krail Vor ordered. A hole opened in the moon's surface. An old arena dug for games. The 3 captured humans were pushed in. Then Tae-woo was forced down too. The beasts were released. The humans moved fast. They grabbed rocks. They used the walls. One beast charged. Tae-woo threw a rock into its eye. It screamed. Ji-yeon, who had been allowed to watch from above, shouted advice through comms. "Hit the soft spot under the jaw." Min-sok analyzed quick. "The acid spit. Avoid the mouth." The humans worked as a team. They dodged. They tripped the beasts. One beast fell into a spike trap left from old fights. Another got its legs tangled in chains. Tae-woo climbed a wall and jumped on a beast's back. He drove a broken metal rod into its neck. Blood sprayed. The beast dropped. The last one charged the group. The humans scattered. Sumin threw dust to blind it. Ha-eun used her suit light to flash its eyes. Tae-woo and the scouts hit it from sides. It fell. The pit was quiet. The humans stood covered in dust and blood, alive. Kraelvor's face was hard. No laugh now. Bring them up, he said. The humans climbed out. Guards took them, not gentle. Kraelvor walked close to Jiho. You think this proves something? Jiho met his eyes. It proves we don't die easy. The warlord smiled thin. Then we take you to Vorath Prime. Real tests. My home. My rules. You will break there. He turned to his officers. Chain them. Put them on my ship. We go home. The humans were led away. Ha-eun whispered to Jiho. They are angry now. We hurt their pride. Jiho nodded. Good. Angry makes mistakes. On the Iron Fang, the team was put in a cell. Thick bars. No windows. Guards watched. Minsok looked at the walls. Their metal is strong, but I see weak points. Sumin checked her hidden tool, a small data pad. I can maybe hack their systems. Slow. Quiet. Jian bandaged Tae-woo's cuts. You did good out there. Tae-woo shrugged. Just did what I trained for. Jiho sat against the wall. He thought of Earth, of storms that drowned cities, of deserts that burned skin, of viruses that killed millions. Humans always found a way. The Vorath thought strength was size, tough skin, big weapons. They did not understand. Humans survived by changing, by never giving up. Kraelvor sat on his throne on the bridge. He watched recordings of the fight, again and again. His advisors spoke soft. Warlord, they are not like others. Kraelvor closed his fist. No, but they will still kneel, or die. Deep down, a small doubt started. Very small. He pushed it away. He did not see it yet. The illusion was starting to crack. The humans were prisoners now, but they were not broken. They dominated as Deathworlders until humanity shattered their illusion. The Iron Fang flew fast toward Vorath Prime. Inside the dark cell, the humans sat close together. The air was thick and hot. The ship shook from the engines. Guards stood outside the bars, watching with cold eyes. Jiho looked at each of his team. Tae-woo's arms were wrapped in clean bandages from Jiyeon. Sumin held her small datapad hidden in her sleeve. Minsok stared at the wall, like he was reading it. Ha-eun kept her face calm. We are going to their homeworld, Jiho said quietly. They think they will break us there. We prove them wrong. Tae-woo nodded. They fight with strength. We fight with brains. The ship landed with a hard bump. The cell door opened. Chains were put on their wrists. Guards pushed them out into bright red light. The sky of Vorath Prime was dark orange. Smoke rose from volcanoes everywhere. The ground was black rock and ash. Gravity pulled hard. Every step felt heavy. Kraelvor waited on a high platform. Behind him stood tall towers made of metal and bone. Warriors filled the open area. They roared when they saw the small humans. Welcome to the real death world, Kraelvor said. His voice carried far. Here, weak ones die fast. The humans were led to a big open pit. High walls around it. Seats full of Vorath watching. This was their arena. For games, for tests, for death. First test, poison air. Guards took off the humans' helmets. Green gas filled the pit. It burned eyes and throat. Most aliens would fall in seconds. The humans coughed hard. Their skin turned red. but they did not drop. Minseok had studied the gas on the ship. Breathe shallow. Hold it longer, he whispered. They moved to the center where the gas was thinner. They shared a small oxygen mask Sumin had hidden, 1 breath at a time. Then 10. Then 20. The crowd grew quiet. Kraelvor's face tightened. Next test, high gravity room. The humans were taken to a closed chamber. Machines made gravity 3 times stronger than Earth. Bones hurt. Legs shook. Breathing was hard work. Jiho fell to one knee first. Sweat poured down, but he stood again. Taewoo walked slow circles. Ha-eun sat and controlled her breath. Sumin counted steps to keep focus. Ji-yeon checked pulses. After an hour, the gravity stopped. The humans were still standing, tired, hurt, but alive. Kraelvor came down to the chamber. How? He asked. Jiho looked up. We train. We push. Earth has mountains, deep seas, cold places. We carry heavy things. We run far. We do not give up. The warlord turned away, anger in his eyes. Night came. The humans were put in a stone prison under the towers. No beds, just hard floor. Guards outside. In the dark, they talked low. Sumin pulled out her datapad. I got into their weak network. Slow hack. I see maps, ships, weapons. Minseok smiled small. Their biology is strong but fixed. They do not change fast. We do. Ha-eun spoke soft. I talked to a young guard earlier. He listened. Many lower Vorath are tired of endless war. They want more than fight and die. Ji-yeon checked wounds. We heal fast too. Cuts close. Bones mend. We are built to keep going. Taewoo sharpened a small piece of metal from the floor. If we fight smart. Days passed. More tests. They faced beasts again, bigger ones, with poison claws. The humans used the arena dirt. They made traps with chains and rocks. They worked as one. Dodge, strike, run, rest, hit again. One beast almost killed Taewoo. Its claw cut deep. Ji-yeon stopped the blood with pressure and a cloth from her suit. Taewoo stood again. He finished the beast with a rock to the head. The crowd did not cheer loud anymore. Some whispered. Kraelvor watched from his box. His fists closed tight. Then came the talk test. Ha-eun was taken alone to a small room. Kraelvor sat across from her. You speak of peace, he said, but you fight like demons. Ha-eun met his eyes. We fight when we must. On Earth we had ice ages, big animals that ate us, sickness that killed whole cities, wars between ourselves. We almost ended many times. But we learned, we built, we changed. Kraelvor leaned close. We are born strong, you are born weak. We are born to adapt, Ha-eun said. You stay the same, strong in one way. But if the world changes, what then? The warlord stood fast. Enough. He left. But her words stayed in his head. More days, the humans started small escapes. Sumin opened one lock at night. They walked the halls quiet, saw weak points, stole tools, learned paths. One night, a young Vorath guard named Vrak found them in a side tunnel. He raised his spear. Ha-eun stepped forward. You do not have to die for him, she said. Many of your people suffer. We can help change that. Vrak lowered the spear slow. Kraelvor kills those who speak against him. Then speak quiet, Ha-eun said. Listen. Think. Vrak looked at the small humans, tired but not broken. He turned away, did not call alarm. Words spread slow among lower guards. Humans were not prey. They were something new. Then came the big test. Kraelvor put all 6 humans in the main arena. No beasts, no gas, just them against 10 Vorath warriors. No weapons for humans, only what they could find. The gate opened. Warriors charged. The humans ran. They split up. used the walls, jumped on platforms. Taewoo grabbed a broken spear from the sand. Su-min climbed high and dropped rocks. Jiho faced one warrior alone. The Vorath swung hard. Jiho ducked, rolled, picked up a chain, wrapped it around the leg, pulled. The big alien fell. Jien used speed. She dodged claws, hit soft spots she learned from watching. Ha-un talked loud during the fight. Look, they bleed too, see? Not gods. Some watchers in the crowd started to murmur. The fight lasted long. Humans bled, but they stood. Vorath warriors fell one by one, tired, confused. At the end, only Krailvor's best remained. He stepped into the pit himself. Enough games, he roared. I end this. He charged Jiho. Jiho did not run. He waited. When the big fist came, he slid under, grabbed a horn, twisted, used the warlord's weight against him. Krailvor fell forward. Jiho jumped on his back, locked arm around neck. The warlord roared. Jiho held on. The crowd was silent. Krailvor stood again, threw Jiho off. Jiho hit the wall hard, blood from mouth. But he stood. Krailvor breathed heavy. Why do you not die? Jiho smiled small through blood, because dying is not our way. The warlord raised his arm for the final blow. Then alarms screamed. Outside, human ships entered orbit. Not big fleet, small, fast, smart. They sent a message to every Vorath screen. This is Earth Command. Release our people, or we show you what humans do when pushed. Krailvor looked up. His illusion started to shake. The humans in the pit stood together, hurt, bloody, but unbroken. The cracks were wide now. The myth of Vorath power was breaking. They dominated as Deathworlders until humanity shattered their illusion. The alarms kept screaming across Vorath Prime. Red lights flashed in every tower. Warriors ran to their posts. Ships lifted from the ground with loud roars. In the arena pit, the dust still hung in the air from the fight. Jiho stood with blood on his face. His team gathered close. Krailvor looked up at the sky. His yellow eyes were wide. Human ships had arrived. Not a huge armada like the Vorath used. Small groups, fast scouts, clever cruisers. They moved like wolves around a bear, quick, hard to catch. A voice came over every speaker on the planet, clear, calm, in the common tongue. This is Admiral Park from Earthfleet. We have your world in our sights. Release our people now. No more tests, no more games, or we start breaking things you cannot fix. Krailvor roared. Fire! Bring them down. Vorath guns turned to the sky. Plasma bolts shot up. But the human ships danced. They rolled. They dropped low. They used the thick clouds and smoke from volcanoes to hide. Missiles came back. Not big bombs, but smart ones. They hit weapon towers. Explosions bloomed like flowers of fire. In the pit, guards tried to grab the humans again. Taewoo moved first. He took a spear from a fallen warrior. One swing, the guard dropped. Jiho picked up a plasma axe. Su-min ran to a control panel on the wall. Her fingers flew. She had learned their systems in the dark nights. The arena gates opened wide. Run, Jiho shouted. They sprinted out. Ash stung their eyes. Gravity pulled hard, but they kept moving. Vorath chased. Shots flew past them. Minsek pointed to a side tunnel. This way, maintenance path. They went in. Dark, tight. Su-min sealed the door behind with a quick hack. Sparks flew. The door locked. Inside the tunnels, they breathed hard. We need to link up with our ships. Get off this rock. Ha-un nodded. But first, we show them we are not just survivors. We are dangerous. Above ground, war started in full. Human dropships landed fast. Marines in light armor poured out. They did not charge like Vorath. They moved smart, covered each other, used buildings for shields. Drones flew overhead, small flying eyes that learned where enemies hid. They dropped smoke. They shot precise. One group of human soldiers found a Vorath supply depot. Instead of blowing it up big, Minsok's voice came over comms from the tunnels. Wait. Take the acid tanks. Turn their own poison against them. The soldiers rigged hoses, sprayed corrosive liquid on Vorath armor lines. Scales hissed. Warriors screamed as their protection melted slow. Vor stood on his command tower. Screens showed chaos. His warriors were strong, but humans did not fight fair. They used tricks. They changed plans fast. A Vorath line would charge. Humans would pull back, then hit from sides, or above, or below. He slammed his fist on the table. Send my elite guard. Find the prisoners. Kill them all. But the humans were already moving. In the tunnels, Su-Min found a comm station. She sent a signal. Hope's Edge, this is Su-Min. We are underground. Sector 7, need pickup. A voice answered. Copy. Dropship inbound. Hold position. They held. Vorath broke through one door. Taewoo and Jiho fought at the front. Spear and axe, against claws and blades. Blood sprayed. Green from Vorath, red from humans. Ji-Yeon dragged a wounded Taewoo back. She sealed a cut with quick glue from her kit. Minsek worked on a wall panel. I can flood this level with steam vents. Scald them. Do it, Jiho said. Hot steam burst out. Vorath howled. Scales blistered. They fell back. The team ran again. Upstairs, through halls. They reached a high balcony. Below, the main battle raged. Human ships flew low. Lasers cut Vorath fighters from the sky. A dropship landed near. Ramp down. Human marines waved. Get in. They ran for it. Vorath warriors blocked the path. Vor himself jumped down from a platform. He landed hard. Dust flew. He held a huge double-bladed axe. You do not leave, he growled. Jiho stepped forward. We already did. Vor charged. The fight was personal now. The warlord swung wide. Jiho ducked. The axe cut air. Jiho rolled, grabbed sand, threw it in Vor's eyes. The big alien blinked, roared. Jiho jumped on a crate, used height, kicked down on a knee, crack. Vor stumbled. The warlord swung again. Jiho caught the handle with both hands, twisted, used strength and leverage, not raw power. The axe flew from Vor's grip. Vor grabbed Jiho by the throat, lifted him high. You break now. Jiho gasped. You still think size wins. He pulled a small device from his belt. A flash grenade. Pressed it. Bright light and loud bang. Vor dropped him, blind for seconds. Jiho landed, rolled, picked up the fallen axe. It was heavy. But he swung it up, cut across Vor's leg armor. Green blood flowed. Vor roared in pain. He lunged blind. Jiho stepped aside, tripped him with the axe handle. The warlord fell hard on his back. Jiho stood over him, axe raised, but he did not strike down. You wanted to see what humans are, Jiho said. This is it. We do not need to be biggest. We need to be better, faster, smarter. We change. You stay the same. Vor looked up. His eyes were full of shock. For the first time, fear. Around them, Vorath warriors stopped fighting. They watched their greatest leader on the ground, defeated, not by a monster, by a small, soft human. Human marines ran up. Captain! Jiho lowered the axe. Bind him. Take him alive. Vor was chained. His head bowed. The battle slowed. Vorath lines broke. Many threw down weapons. Others ran to their ships. But human forces blocked escape. Not to kill, to stop. Ha-Un stepped forward to a group of Vorath officers. This ends now. No more tribute, no more fear. We offer choice, peace or fight alone. One officer looked at Vor in chains, then at the small humans who refused to die. He dropped his weapon. Peace. Words spread fast. The illusion shattered like glass. The Vorath had thought they were the ultimate, kings of Deathworlds, unbeatable. But humans showed the truth. Deathworlds were not about being hardest. They were about lasting, changing, finding ways when no way seemed possible. Earth was not one hell. It was 1,000 hells. Cold, hot, wet, dry, sick, hungry, violent, and lived. Vorath were strong in their one way. Humans were strong in every way. The dropship lifted off with the team. Jiho looked down at the burning towers. Smoke rose high. Sumin sat next to him. Think they learned? Jiho nodded slow. They learned something. The galaxy learned too. Far away, other alien races watched the feeds. They saw the unbreakable Vorath fall. Not to bigger guns, not to stronger beasts. To humans, the myth was gone. What remained was respect, and a little fear. The kind of fear that makes peace last. They dominated as Deathworlders until humanity shattered their illusion. The sky over Vorath Prime was still full of smoke. Fires burned low in the broken towers. The ground was marked with craters and black scars from plasma and explosions. Human dropships flew slow circles above, watching. No more shots came. The fighting had stopped. In the main square, Krail Vor knelt in heavy chains. His horns were lowered. Green blood dried on his scales. Guards from Earth stood around him. Not cruel, just firm. Other Vorath warriors sat on the ash-covered ground. Weapons lay beside them. No one picked them up. Jiho walked forward. His suit was torn. Cuts on his face still bled a little. But he stood straight. His team followed close behind. Taewu limped, but kept his rifle ready. Hayun carried a small white flag of peace. Min Sok and Jion stayed near the back, helping wounded humans, and even a few Vorath who had fallen. Ha-Un stepped to the front. She looked at the crowd of Vorath. Thousands watched in silence. Their yellow eyes no longer glowed with pride. They looked tired, confused, lost. "We did not come to destroy your world," Ha-Un said. Her voice carried clear through speakers. "We came because you tried to destroy ours. You thought we were weak. You thought we would kneel like the others. We did not." A low murmur moved through the crowd. Some Vorath looked down. Others stared at Krail Vor in chains. Jiho spoke next. "Your strength is real. Your home is hard. You survived it. But survival is not just being tough. It is changing when things change. Earth changed us every day. Cold winters, hot summers, floods, fires, beasts, sickness. We fought them all. We lost many. But the ones who lived learned. We built tools. We made plans. We helped each other. That is our strength." A young Vorath stepped forward. His scales were dull. He looked at Jiho. "You beat our best. You beat Krail Vor. What now? You take our world?" Jiho shook his head. "No, we do not want your world. We want peace. Real peace. No more tribute. No more fear. Your people can live free. Trade if you want. Learn from us. We can share medicine, food, ways to make your hard world a little easier." The young Vorath looked at Krail Vor. "He said you would bow or die." Krail Vor lifted his head slow. His voice was rough. "I was wrong." The words hung in the air. Every Vorath heard them. Their great warlord, the one they feared and followed, he said it. Wrong. Ha-Un spoke again. "We offer a treaty. Simple words. No attacks. No slaves. Open borders for trade. Help if you need it. In return, you stop raiding. You stop conquering. Let other worlds live." One old Vorath female stood up. Her horns were chipped. Her eyes were wise. "Our young die in wars. Our old die in mines. We fight because we always fought. But today, we see something new." She looked at the humans. small, soft-skinned, bleeding, still standing. "You are not like us," she said, "but maybe better in some ways." Jiho nodded. "We are different, that is all." Sumin stepped up. She showed her data pad. "I have recordings. Your people can see them. See how we fought. See how we won, not with bigger bodies, with ideas, with friends, with never stopping." She sent the files to every Vorath screen. Images played. Humans dodging, tricking, helping each other, laughing even when hurt. The crowd watched quiet. Minsuk spoke soft. "Your biology is fixed. Strong here, weak there. We change. Our bodies fight new sickness. Our minds find new ways. That is why we broke your illusion." Jian helped a Vorath child who had a burn. She put medicine on it. The child looked up with big eyes. No fear. Just wonder. Taewoo stood guard, but his rifle pointed down. He watched the crowd. No one moved against them. Hours passed. Talk started. Vorath leaders came forward. They argued. They shouted. Then they listened. Ha'un stayed calm. She answered every question. She showed maps of Earth, pictures of cities, oceans, forests, people laughing, people working together. One leader asked, "Your world is soft. How did you become so hard?" Jiho answered, "It was not soft always. Ice covered it, then melted. Animals bigger than your beasts hunted us. We hid in caves. We made fire. We made spears, then bows, then guns, then ships. Every time the world tried to kill us, we answered back." The leaders looked at each other. Night came. Stars showed through the smoke. Human ships landed more supplies. Food, water, medicine. They shared with Vorath who needed it. No one refused. Krailvor was moved to a quiet tent, chains still on, but no dark cell. Jiho visited him. "You fought well," Jiho said. Krailvor looked at the floor. "I thought I was the end, the strongest. Now I see, I was only strong in my small world." Jiho sat across from him. "Strength is not the end. It is the start. Use it better now." Krailvor closed his eyes. "My people will follow the new way, because they saw, because I failed." Jiho stood. "Then help them. Teach them the new way." Morning came. The treaty was signed. Simple words on metal plates. Leaders from both sides put marks. No big ceremony, just quiet agreement. Human ships prepared to leave. Some stayed behind. Helpers, teachers, traders. Jiho stood on a hill with his team. They looked at the city below. Repairs already started. Vorath and humans worked side by side, lifting stones, sharing tools. Sumin smiled. "Just another Tuesday on Earth, right?" Minsek laughed soft. "They thought they were the Deathworlders. We showed them. Deathworlds come in many shapes." Ha'un looked at the stars. "The galaxy will change now. Other races will stand taller, because they know someone beat the unbeatable." Jian bandaged a last cut on Taewoo's arm. "And we go home." Taewoo nodded. "Home, where the real fight never ends, but we keep winning." Jiho turned to the ship. The ramp waited. He took one last look at Vorath Prime. The Vorath had dominated as Deathworlders for centuries. They ruled by fear, by raw power, by never bending. Until humanity came, small, soft, from a world that never let them rest. Humanity did not shatter their empire with bigger guns or stronger scales. They shattered the illusion that one kind of strength rules all. The truth was simpler. The strongest are not the ones who never fall. The strongest are the ones who always get up, who learn, who change, who refuse to break. Jiho walked up the ramp. His team followed. The ship lifted slow. Engines hummed. Below, a young Vorath waved. Jiho waved back. The stars waited. Earth waited. And the galaxy was a little less afraid, a little more alive.